Hi, my peepers. Welcome to a new episode of A Color Along. This is part 2 of Color in Heaven Steampunk Special. And we are working on an exclusive picture. This what was asked a week ago from a peeper. And remember, I wasn't sure. Let's zoom in on her hair. Remember, I wasn't sure about this hair. I wasn't sure if it was her hair, or if it was the brim of the hat, and everybody's saying it's her hair. So, okay, we will do her hair. And I had to go back and watch the video to remember what colors I used. That is not it. Do. Nope. So we used a brown. So what is new in your neck of the woods? I don't really have much here. Brick red was the next color that we used. So I just put up my Mukbang Monday video. I did make it yesterday because yesterday I had the day off, so I cooked and made the video. So that all I had to do was upload it as soon as I got home. So that is now up. And we used raspberry. So, in my mukbang video, I made mashed cauliflower. I am not a big fan of cauliflower, and I have had the riced cauliflower in the freezer section at our stores, and it's been okay. But I really liked the mashed cauliflower. I was surprised. I really was surprised. Okay. So there's her hair. We finished that. Okay, I'm drinking iced water. Yeah, I had to come home. I have been a naughty girl and hadn't been, I was going to do this brown, but I don't know if it'll look right there, so I'm thinking this one's going to be green. Green with the gold. Let's go with olive green. So yeah, I came home, I had to charge things. Well, I haven't been doing my tests for my sugar, and I need to do that. Well, I went to start doing that this morning, and the battery was dead in my tester, so I hurried up, booted up my PC, and while that was booting up, and I was also, okay, yeah, that was olive green. And then I remembered we used a gray olive also in her jacket. Yeah, while that was booting up and while the mukbang video was uploading, I have my tester charging, and then my Fitbit died while I was babysitting today, so that's charging. That only takes an hour. Okay, and then I'm going in with Hunter Green, but I'm going to sharpen this. So that's charging. My phone was down to 20%, so that's charging. Good thing I got things all over the house where I could charge, and I got extra chargers. So like, oh, and I had to finish charging my tablet. I have a 10-inch Samsung tablet that I take with me when I babysit, and that's what I watch the YouTube videos on during the day. I don't take my laptop anymore. I just take that. I don't need that big laptop when I can just take... I take a lot of stuff with me. I just don't take coloring, because then that's another thing. Plus today I had to take my load of jeans because I'm without a dryer until Friday. I have enough clothes except for my jeans. I was wearing my last pair of jeans yesterday, so I told Dylan I'm going to wash my jeans overnight and then bring them over to dry in your dryer while I'm babysitting. So that's what I did. This is back with olive green. So, yep. So I was charging it while I was babysitting, but it only got up to 70%. So it's charging the rest of the way. So yep, my Fitbit's charging in my laptop. My tester's charging in the port in my PC. My phone is charging. And my tablet is charging. Like, okay, everything's charging. Okay, let's go with light ochre on her scarf. And since she has, it looks like her hair's pulled to this side, this is, I think, part of her scarf. And then while the mukbang video was uploading, I had to go around the house because today is Melt Monday. So what I do is I go to all the rooms that have a warmer and I take out all the melts and put in new ones. So I have all new melts, and in fact all of them today had to have all brand new scents put in because I used all the scents. Or no, I put in the last of the scent that was in, that I was using. One of them I did have to put in a whole new scent, but yep, been using up what I have, and I gotta start using up my candles too. I'm trying to use what I have before I go and replace anything. I have a ton of candles. I love burning candles, and I've always burned them, but Pearl is a jumper, and so I have to be really careful with candles with her. The other cats all know when I've got a candle burning, but not her. Okay, now what else did I use? Regular ochre, I believe. So I had a very quiet morning, and in fact, I usually only watch videos until 9 a.m. But Carson was sleeping. Blake was still sleeping. Now, Blake's usually up around 9. He didn't get up till 11:30, and Carson didn't get up till 1. There was no school. There's no school at all this week for Easter break. He doesn't go back till next week, Tuesday. So, I let them sleep. Gold ochre. So, since they were still sleeping, I just kept watching videos. I watched May's live stream from yesterday, and I watched a couple planner videos. I can't even remember everybody I watched. I watched quite a few videos, and I left comments. I watched Candy. I watched Dee Dee live this morning for about half an hour. Half an hour to an hour I watched her. Oh, I did that wrong. This is the light ochre. This is what was supposed to go over everything. Oh, wow. See what happens when I get talking. So yeah, I watched the Hungry Bookworm. I watched her. Okay. The pants I wanted to do brown with the gold trim. So let's go in with Raw Umber. My God, I can't even remember all the videos because I watched a ton today. And I tried leaving comments on almost all of them. If I didn't, I always click on the thumbs up. I know I watched a recommendation. It was Kathy Lee Gifford's Last Day. I think on the Today Show it was just like a 15-minute special. So I watched that because I don't watch her. And today I always watched Regis and Kathy Lee. I loved that show. And then I watched Regis and Kelly. And I watched Kelly for a while, but I don't care for her anymore. And I can't stand Ryan Seacrest. So once he started co-hosting with her, I was totally done with the show. But yeah, I watched every episode of Regis and Kathy Lee, and I think she had Cody around the same time I had Justin. But I never watched her on the Today Show. Okay, go in with brown. But I was a stay-at-home mom, so I don't think I missed an episode of Regis and Kathy Lee. I think I watched it right from the very beginning. I know I watched her the first episode of her in it, so I think I might have watched it before she came on, but I just don't remember. I just remember really liking her. And I liked Kelly, too, when Kathy Lee left. But, I don't know. I'm just not a Ryan Seacrest fan. And I don't watch any more of those morning shows. The only show I will watch of Kelly is the Halloween special. I have to watch that every year. because those are hilarious. Did I move this page? Nope. I am so sorry. So what I did was I colored all of this in with the raw umber, and now I'm just doing some shading with the brown ochre. I could have sworn I moved the book, but I guess not. So now we'll go in with sepia. So yeah, I used to be a TV junkie, and my TV would be on from the time I got up in the morning till I went to bed. And I cross-stitched back then. And I didn't have computers back then, you know. So my TV was always on. And I started out my day with Regis. And when that was over, I don't remember what else I watched after that. There was another talk show I think I watched. You know, we're talking early 90s. Early to mid 90s. Well, even after that, because I didn't start work and I didn't go back on the workforce until 2007. And I watched, in the afternoon, I would watch Young and the Restless, Bold and the Beautiful, As the World Turns, and General Hospital. This is the brown ochre, so I'm just kind of blending that out. And then I usually watched, I think Oprah back then was on at 4 o'clock. So I would watch Oprah. I would watch the news. I always watched Entertainment Tonight. I loved Mary Hart. What was his name? Tess. I can't remember his name. He had blonde hair. It was Mary Hart, John Tesh, and oh my God, she was so pretty. I can't remember her name. She had Lisa Gibbons. I watched that every day. I knew all the actors and actresses' names on all the TV shows, even the ones I didn't watch. And I can't do that now, even the ones I do watch. And then every night from 8 o'clock until 11 o'clock, I was watching TV shows. And DVRing, well, not DVRing back then. It was DVD, not even DVDs. They were betas. I was recording everything. Yep. That I was. Okay, I'm going in with Van Dyke Brown. And I cross-stitched all the time. I made everybody's Christmas gifts and birthday gifts. So I was watching, and then sometimes I was able to get audiobooks, and back then they were on cassettes. So in the summertime, I mostly read because we didn't have air conditioning in the family room then. And I don't do well in the heat. Well, cross-stitching, my hands would sweat, and I didn't want my my fabric to get yucky, so I didn't cross stitch much in the summertime. I was reading like 24 books a month. Okay, this is sepia. And I don't know, I just started changing and I'm trying to think of when some of that changed. I stopped watching the soaps, I don't remember, late 90s, I think. I just got fed up with the soaps, so I stopped watching all but General Hospital. And then I took a break from General Hospital for several years and then picked that back up. And I couldn't even name, oh yeah, I want to do that too. I can't even tell you all the names. I'm going to have this part of her shirt. Can you see what I'm pointing at? This part of her shirt match her pants. And I'm just going in with a heavy hand because it's kind of shadowy. So, yep. And let's go in with Van Dyke Brown, and we're going to color this in. And with a sepia, we can kind of shade a little bit. So yeah, I don't know, I just started changing a little bit. I didn't want to be, well, I think some of it was I got hooked on Sims. When Sims first came out, my sister had bought Justin the whole collection of Sims 1. Well, he got me hooked on it. So I was playing that a lot. And I just kind of got away from the TV. Okay, is this her neck? I'm thinking that's her neck. So what did we use for colors for the skin? We have light flesh. I think we're only going to do 2 colors here. Just the light flesh and the cinnamon. So yeah, I think some of that changed when I got into the video games. And then I met in like 99, 98. 99 is when I first got my first computer. And I met the cross-stitch pals. And they would go, there was a chat room every night around 7:30. So I started doing that. Her eyes. I got to do her eyes. I'm going to do them in green. Let's go in with grass green. So I was going into the chat room. Oh, and then I know what I watched on TV, Eileen's Crafts or something like that. And they had a chat room. So I joined that chat room. And I was in there all the time. It was open 24/7. There were always people in there. And so I met the cross-stitchers online. And got into cross-stitching more than what I had already been doing. Which was already a lot. And that's when I found out about the cross-stitch pals. And then I was chatting with the owner of the Cross Stitch Pails, and she was telling me about the Cross Stitch retreat in Myrtle Beach. The year before was the first one, and then this was going to be the second one. So I'm like, that sounds like fun. So I asked my husband, can we go? And he said yes. Oops. So we went and had an awesome time. So I went almost every year to the retreat. So I missed the first year of the retreat. And I missed, this is going again with sap green. And I missed going in, I missed the year Justin I missed the year Justin had his braces put on. This is grass green. I'm just going over all of it. So, yeah, I missed the year he got braces put on because those were expensive. And I missed his senior year because I had to pay for his graduation party, and I was buying him a, let's see if I can find a coral color. Kind of like, I don't really see anything. How come they don't have anything like coral? What kind of coral color? What does this say? This says it's coral red. Yeah, and I had to buy him a laptop for college, so I didn't go that year. And I didn't go the year Dylan graduated. Because we didn't have the money. Because I had to save for him, and he was going out of state for school. And this is salmon pink. Just put a little bit of that in there. And I didn't go 2016. Is it 2000? Yeah, 2016, because I had lost my job and I didn't have the money. And then 2017 was the last year of it. So I missed a few years, but I went to most of them. Just, you know, I only missed a few. And they were so much fun. Okay, we will finish up her eyelashes and that when I'm all done coloring. So her boots. I'm assuming we're using pretty much the same colors with her boots. Okay, so let's go in with the light ochre. And the gold ochre. And the ochre. And I went to a couple other cross-stitch retreats for the Mirabilia group, it's a cross-stitch company. So I went to a couple of those. Okay, so let's go back in with light ochre. But now I just can't travel like that with babysitting because they don't have a backup person. And I miss my friends. Let's go in with brown in here. And Van Dyke brown. So that's why I always said would love to do a color in retreat, because I already know what the retreats are like and how much fun they are. And I went to a cross-stitch retreat here that wasn't very far from me. I did that once. They only had it one time. Okay, in sepia. And back in with brown. And then I got into making jewelry several years ago. And I still all have that stuff, but I'm not interested in. I was going to sell it. I wanted to do like home parties and it was cash and carry, but that never took off. I did sell a few pieces to family and friends. And then a couple years ago, I was making bookmarks and putting them on Etsy. And I sent some to a couple of booktubers to show on their channel, and they did, but I never sold any. I did craft shows too with my cross stitch. My mom and I did them together. She made jewelry. And I did the cross stitching. But they're too time consuming and you don't sell enough to make it worth the while. So we stopped doing that. Oh, I forgot to tell you what color that was. It was warm gray. Now I'm going in with, let me see, dark gray, I guess. How are we doing on time? 34 minutes. Okay. So yeah, I've always been kind of crafty, and this I think I will stick to the longest. I liked cross stitching, but it's very time consuming, and I don't know, my eyes weren't the greatest for a while either. Okay, now we'll go in with black. And every time I think I want to do a cross stitch weekend, it always seems to be when someone wants my attention. Someone wants to meet up. Someone, I don't know, it just, now I'm babysitting every other weekend, and it just doesn't seem to work out, because the weekends I don't babysit, now I go to my parents. So I just don't cross stitch anymore. You know, by the time I set it all up, if I was to do it on the days I do babysit, I have to take it all back down because of Pearl. Any of my other cats, I have always been able to leave my cross stitch out for weeks. Even with my other dogs, except for one dog, but I don't even think I could trust Daenerys, although I do have the gate closed to the family room. And I do have my cross stitching set up in another bedroom that used to be my craft room, but now it's a catch-all room, and so I can't even sit in the chair to cross stitch. So I think I'm getting ready to clean out that room. So I think once that room gets cleaned out, I can just leave my cross stitch out, because I can just close the door behind me, because that's what I was doing. That's why I moved it in that room. But then I started the coloring, and there wasn't room in there for my coloring also. It's a very tiny room. It was Dylan's room, and it's like the size of a closet. It's a very small room. Okay, I went back in with the dark gray. So, and back in with that warm gray. Kind of blend everything. See, when I was a teenager, I drew all the time. I was constantly buying sketchbooks and charcoal and pencils, and you know, the drawing pencils that will come in different sizes or shades, or I don't even remember anymore. But I had a huge set, and my grandparents had bought me the oil pastels, and I was using those all the time. And yep, that kept me busy. Okay, so let's go in and finish up her eyes, and we're going to add the gold gel pen. Let me grab, sorry. What did I say I was grabbing? Oh yeah, fine liners. Okay. Let's do her eyes first. So we will take the black fine liner and color this all in. We are going to make her eyelashes darker. And darken that up. Okay. There's that. Then we will get to the white Posca pen. And do the dot. Oops, got something sticking off there. Like cat hair. There. Put the dot. Then, you know, there. And there. Oops, I don't like that on her top lip. Let's just do the bottom. Okay, and gel pen. Let's see, I have this gold. I think this is like all gone. I've got leftovers for dinner tonight, and then I'm going to sit and color until 8 o'clock. I'm going to watch Belinda as much as I can with her color along, so I can color along with that. Okay, and there's that. I had gold here. And on her buttons. And the stripes on her pants. I think this is more of a metallic than a glitter. I think the glitter would have been better. And then the next video we should be able to finish the bike. Start and finish the bike. Because there isn't much to it. Yeah, I let you out. It's too bad that you were screwing around outside and I don't even think you realized you didn't even go potty. So now you're going to have to wait a couple minutes. Okay, there's that. So she is done. So now we just have to work. Oh, we gotta do the stripes in her boots. Did you eat breakfast? Probably not. She hasn't been eating for Scott. She won't eat unless I'm home. So her food might be in the microwave so the cats wouldn't eat it. Okay, so there is that. So let's zoom out. And that's what we have so far. So, yeah. We will work on the bike tomorrow. Unless something comes up. Let me know what you think. Did you like the video? Click on that like button. If you're new, please click that subscription button. And you'll know when I am making new videos because you will be notified if you hit that little bell. And I can't hardly see the white in her eye with that Posca pen. Go in with this. So, there we go. Let me know what you guys are coloring, if you're coloring along with me. And I will talk to y'all later, my peepers. Bye-bye.